I will give you one more opportunity to prove me wrong.
Okay, Randy came up with something big.
Instead of cheerleading on the sidelines tonight,
Keep going.
how about
Ooh, a WWE Championship match on SmackDown.
and have ourselves a little six-man tag? What do you say?
So this episode of SmackDown Live basically focused on who attacked Roman Reigns. In a perfect world, it would be Vladimir Kozlov. That would be great, people. Like, I already have a little idea in my mind. How perfect would it be? I have a few suggestions to the WWE. But anyway, it's probably not Vladimir Kozlov. It's so obviously Daniel Bryan. Like, why are they still teasing it?
But you gotta make Roman look really strong.
The best in the world!
Welcome everybody to another episode of Greatness of SmackDown. How are you guys doing? And that was a pretty decent episode. I liked it. And this show opened with Kevin Owens. He talked about how proud he is of that SummerSlam match, you know, the way he low-blowed Shane McMahon and hit the stunner, and he loved the crowd. He won't forget that for the rest of his life. He also says that right now he's focused on King of the Ring tournament. He wants to be among the names like Stone Cold Steve Austin, Bret Hart, Owen Hart, and others. Shane McMahon interrupts, and he shows some footage of Kevin Owens basically cheating, but people are loving it. Like, the amount of cheers we got is actually unbelievable. Shane McMahon says that he wants to beat Kevin Owens right now, but he's not gonna do that. He found a different opponent. He also showed some footage of Kevin Owens attacking Elias at SummerSlam, and because of that he gave Elias a night off. But you see, you cannot hit the referee. So Shane McMahon fined Kevin Owens with $100,000. Kevin Owens went nuts.
What? What? Are you kidding me? $100,000? You're finding me $100,000?
I actually like that segment because it kinda makes sense. I mean, Elias was a referee. Not really, but he was. Shane McMahon is a bad guy. After the break, Kevin Owens goes to Shane McMahon's office and gets in his face. Shane says that if Kevin Owens hits him, he will sue him and it will be more than $100,000. So Kevin Owens destroys the TV. So this rivalry is going to continue, but I gotta be honest, I don't see where else can it could go. I'm not excited anymore. I liked the SummerSlam match, it was pretty fair, but I just don't see any sense of it happening anymore. If Shane McMahon is not gonna go off our television, there's really no point. We got Ember Moon versus Charlotte Flair, and that was actually a very good match. Surprisingly, Ember Moon was not buried, you know, she had some highs and lows during the match. But at the end of it, Charlotte Flair ducks a shot and fires back with a big boot to Ember's face, and then follows up with the figure 4 for the win by submission. Charlotte wins the match. I bet you are very, very shocked. Bryan and Roman come out to the stage with a microphone, and Bryan basically says that they have nothing to do with the attack. Buddy Murphy is a liar. I mean, at this point, I would be even a little disappointed if it's not gonna be Daniel Bryan. I mean, it's so obvious, and it's good. We wanna see Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan. But it's so obvious that I believe they should reveal it at this point. Like, if they kept it a little bit more subtle, maybe I would be like, okay, maybe it's not Daniel Bryan, maybe it's still Buddy Murphy, but now it's so obvious to the point that I wish that they would just reveal that, like, already. Samoa Joe walks into Shane McMahon's office and he says that he wants to face Kevin Owens tonight. And he gets that. Aleister Black is still sitting in a dark room and he wants an opponent, and that promo is definitely not getting old. Knock knock, who's there? Maybe some jobber that I could beat. Like, seriously, that's enough. I want to see him as an active competitor already. I want to see him on SmackDown. Who dares to touch my forehead? Who's man enough to touch my forehead? I'm waiting. Somebody touch my forehead. Enough is enough. We got Roman Reigns versus Buddy Murphy, and that was one of the best SmackDown matches I've seen in a while. Like, we got so many cool spots during the match. It was very different than any other match I've seen in a while. It reminded me of one of these NXT matches that we always praise. But of course, Roman Reigns wins the match with one of the best spears I've ever seen. That looked brutal. He did a backflip. But you know, he made Buddy Murphy look like a star in the process. I appreciate that. Like, now, even though he lost, it's Roman Reigns. It's like losing to John Cena. And if you looked great during the match, it's probably not gonna hurt you. So, great match. The result was obvious, predictable, it makes sense. But I do appreciate the fact that Buddy Murphy, still almost won the match, you can say. We got Samoa Joe versus Kevin Owens. That was pretty decent because I think I've never seen that before. During the match, Kevin Owens basically does a pop-up powerbomb on Joe. He tries to pin him, but Elias gets referee out of the ring. He then slides into the ring and gets into Kevin Owens' face. Samoa Joe does a roll-up, and we got a super fast count. So Samoa Joe won the match. This poor man didn't really get the night off. And like I've said before, I'm disappointed that Samoa Joe is not a babyface. I'm so tired of him, like seriously. Bryan and Rowan walk into the locker room and tell everyone to get out except Buddy Murphy. They basically demand Buddy Murphy to say that he lied. He didn't say anything because he was probably not lying, so they beat the crap out of him, like they basically destroyed him in the locker room until he said, okay, I lied. And then Daniel Bryan said, you know what? I don't really like liars. Daniel Bryan is priceless. There's no one like Daniel Bryan on the roster. He is the best heel right now. Like, think about it. Every single heel in the WWE, who's the best? Daniel Bryan. Instantly comes to my mind. He's an amazing actor. I love this gimmick. Even though he's a heel, it's still kinda funny in a way. It's twisted and I cannot imagine him as a babyface right now. Like, that's how good of a heel he is. We were supposed to get the New Day versus the Revival, but Randy Orton interrupts and says that Kofi Kingston basically ran away. How are you going to explain that to your children? And then he says that he wants to join the match and we got a 6-man tag team match. Why, Randy? Why? We see those every week. But it was actually a good match. I liked it. It was actually entertaining. I'm just saying that we've seen that so many times every week that I wanted something different. I would prefer Randy Orton versus Xavier Woods or Randy Orton versus Big E. Why we are not getting this? But anyway, we still have plenty weeks left until the next pay-per-view, so hopefully we're getting like Randy Orton versus Xavier Woods. I would love to see that. Anyway, Randy Orton and the Revival won the match with a Shatter Machine. After the match, the Revival start beating down Woods and Big E. Kofi runs into the ring for the save and drops both Revival members. Randy Orton runs in and hits the RKO on Kofi Kingston. And then he RKO'd Woods and Big E. And then we got another RKO on Kofi Kingston. Great stuff. The only thing I don't like about this rivalry is that it's always about family. You gotta always involve family. We have a bad guy right here and then we have a good guy. Bad guy doesn't like your family. We already have history between these two. Why can't we just focus on that? Randy is a bad guy who held Kofi Kingston down. Kofi Kingston wants to prove that he is just as good if not better than Randy Orton. That's it. Roman Reigns enters Daniel Bryan's and Roman's locker room backstage, and Bryan tells Roman Reigns to apologize because you apologized to Samoa Joe, you should apologize to us as well. Roman Reigns was about to start a brawl, but Daniel Bryan tells him to stop because next week they will bring Roman Reigns the truth. Apparently they know who attacked Roman Reigns. It's Daniel Bryan. I'm pretty sure about that. If not, I'm gonna be shocked. Is it gonna be EC free? Imagine my face if it's actually going to be EC free. But I gotta be honest, people, this is the best Roman Reigns rivalry we got in a while. It's kinda interesting. Like, you never know, maybe it's not Daniel Bryan. I know it's obvious, but then again, WWE swerve us all the time. So maybe it's not Daniel Bryan. Like I've said, it's gonna be EC free. I'm pretty sure about that. Okay, people, I cannot hide this anymore. I'm just gonna hit you with the spoiler. It's Jimmy Uso. Yes, someone let Jimmy drive again. It was a pretty decent episode of SmackDown Live, but until they moved to Fox, it feels like a couple more extra hours of Monday Night Raw because the storylines are basically the same. And I really don't like that. Once they will move to Fox, I hope it's going to be a different, completely different identity. Like, we have Raw, we have SmackDown, storylines are completely different on each shows, and basically I want a full brand split. That's what I'm trying to say. So hopefully we're getting that. But anyway, thank you for watching this video. Hopefully you enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts on SmackDown in the comments below. And as always, the great one, peace, love, and hugs.